Okay, so in this video, I will be talking about why safety razors and wet shaving are a ripoff. So I'm going to start with my first reason. My first reason will be price. Now, okay, the blades for these things are kind of expensive, right? But it actually is better than a safety razor. Here's why. First, the safety razors have expensive handles. These handles are cheap. They probably don't cost much. Second, you have to change your blade all the time on those things. Remember my grandpa used to use them and he used to put a new blade in every 2 days. I think that's kind of a lot. Even though the blades are cheap, it's like every 2 days is gonna like add up. And plus you're gonna want a good blade too. You're not gonna want to get a cheap one if you want the best shave. Also, as far as the replacement cost goes for these things, as I said, they are a little expensive, but you might be able to find them on sale for a good deal, and you don't have to replace them as often. I say they go around every 3 weeks to a month, and for me it's usually closer to 3 weeks, but that's because I think I spend a lot of time shaving with them, because I try and get the best possible shave, and I try and get everything I can out of the cartridge. But with a safety razor, you have to replace it every 2 days. And you're definitely not going to want like a low quality blade, like one that costs only a couple cents. So I think that the amount of blades that you're buying with a safety razor, it will eventually add up and surpass the cost of these, along with your expensive soaps and brushes that you definitely don't need. Like just use a gel. Next reason many guys use these is irritation. Now, irritation is a funny thing, right? So I think if you get irritation when you shave, as long as it's not too bad, like if the irritation like hurts your face too much, or like to where you can't shave, or like let's say there's bumps in a certain area and it makes it hard to shave, so you shave too much there, well, it's probably a sign that you've gone over the same area too many times that you have to leave it alone. But some irritation is always a sign of a good shave. That's what my dad told me. Next would be time. If I'm in a rush, I can get a somewhat decent shave with this in about 3 to 5 minutes. And if I want to make it a bit better, I'll go across the grain. But a lot of people say that these things don't provide as good quality shave as the safety razors do, but I think that's false. I think if you spend like enough time with a cartridge, whether that be 15, 20, 30, or even more minutes to get the best absolute shave, and even if you have to go over the same area and get some irritation, I think it's worth it if you want that absolute smooth shave. If you want your face to be feeling great, even the day after, it will still feel a bit soft. At least for me. Depends on the guy. So this right here, this is the razor that I use when I shave most of the time. This is a Schick Hydro 5 Sense. This is the blue hydrate version, I think. And the reason why this provides a better shave than a safety razor is because it has 5 blades all along here and a lubricating pool. Now first, when you drag it along your skin, this pool will come here and it will kind of hydrate your hairs. It will make them suitable for being shaved. And then since you have 5 blades, it will essentially cut the hair it will cut the hair enough so it can kind of go under the skin, just like the advertisements say. Now don't you think cutting it under the skin would be better than cutting it level with the skin? Don't you think that would feel smoother and provide a better quality shave? I think it does. Now, I also have this Gillette right here, this Fusion Flexball Power, I think it is. I used to use this all the time, but I got a bit of irritation with it. I still use it sometimes, but I think it's because it doesn't have the gel pools, and I think I got a bad cartridge with this one, but you're just gonna get that. And one more thing, this has the shock absorber technology. So as you see, it moves like that. So it's kind of like a double pivot. You have the blade and the body that moves, and you can lock it using this switch. I think that's good for reducing irritation because the Gillette doesn't have that. Next, I'd like to talk about the kind of cult mentality that a lot of these wet shavers have. Like they think they're like part of like some group, but really it's a whole bunch of marketing. And like I've seen at least two guys which are like dedicated like razor salesmen. Like, oh yeah, buy this. Oh, your cartridge razor is bad. I mean, like it's really blatant and it's easy to see that they're trying to sell you something. I would never fall for something like that. And as for the other products like the soaps and brushes and whatnot, it's all you really need is this stuff right here. This is Edge. It's the sensitive version. It comes with aloe, so 20% more. And this does a pretty decent job. I think it does. You really don't need like a soap or brush or anything. That's just over the top. That just makes your skin feel better, so it kind of creates the illusion of a good shave. So, that's my opinion on safety razors and wet shaving, like just as a whole. Bye, guys.